These are the cushions that I'm looking at covering. I made the front one just out of some calico and some stuffing. And this is the fabrics that I'm looking at using. I really loved the print one as it's got all that beautiful flowers and greens, and I didn't want to go too outrageous with the couch being more of that olive green colour. And then I thought I would do a nice baby pink in the front. Now I am looking at doing cushions without a zip, so I will be doing an open flap at the back. We'll start off with measuring up our cushions and cutting out our fabric. So I've relocated out to my garage, which is converted craft room when we take the car out. And this is what I mean by I have too much stuff and have started hoarding. This wall here is supposed to be what we're meant to have in fabrics and yarn, and as you would see when I was panning around, I have 4 extra boxes here and UFOs sitting in behind those boxes, and then got some fabric boxes up there. Most of those are supposed to be scraps, but I think a few big pieces have ended up in there, and sneakily I've even got a box and a bag under the table. In the middle of the garage, I've got my table all set up with my cutting stuff. I've already measured the cushions, so one fabric I'll be cutting out for a 50 centimetre cushion and the other for a 40 centimetre cushion. As I don't have a tripod, I'm going to have to probably put the phone down and come back showing you it already cut. There's going to be a bit of that over this, but if there's any questions on how I've done anything, just let me know, and I can always reply in the comments below. My mum did come in with a lovely cup of tea for us, so we are today having white cocoa, which is white tea with cocoa husk and coconut, which smells divine. Alright, so a wee bit of an update. I have cut out the front of the cushions for the large ones. I don't have enough fabric to do the backs of those, so I need to have a little look through my stash and find something to put on the back there. I'm contemplating this deeper pinky maroogey burgundy colour, I don't know, it's probably got a name, to go with it. And then I have cut out the fronts of the smaller cushions. I had enough fabric on that to cut out the backs, so as I said, I was going to do 2 sides for the backs. I did them 30 by 40, where the front is a 40 centimetre square, so that they've got an overlap. I'm thinking that it might be a bit much of an overlap, but I'd rather have more and cut it off. This is how that will work. They will overlap like that. I will tack them down here. So all I've done for that is I've overlocked the edge, ironed it down, and then just given it a nice little seam on top. I have sewn up the pink ones. This is it before it's been turned inside out. So I just basted it all down and then overlocked it, the edges, just so they've got a nice seal. You can see here that I've got the fold, and then when you go inside, then there's the second fold. I did end up taking about 2.5 centimetres off of each side of these panels, so would have brought them about 27 centimetres, because I did have a too big a fold over, and it was just difficult to put the cushion in with the fold over being, I think at that stage it was about 15 centimetres, so now it's like about 10, so it's just in there. And then this is the first one that I've turned in the right way, so you can see how it's got quite a nice little pocket for the cushion to go into. Then moving on to the flower ones, I have chosen a fabric that I found in my collection. It's a nice little, I believe it's silk, but because it's definitely nice and lightweight, I have first off overlocked a bit of stiffener to the edge and folded them down. So the next step is going to be to sew along here so that it doesn't open up, and then I will sew the fronts to the back. So we're all sewn up. This was the green that I chose to put on the back of the flower pattern, as I thought it was a really nice colour to go with both the flowers and the couch. I've overlocked all the edges. Same thing I did as before, is I basted the back on so that this was nice and smooth, and then just overlocked them up. So that's the one that still needs to be turned inside out. Then this one is ready to go on a cushion. And then there's the pink one. I still am going to iron the pink canvas one. Still, it definitely needs an iron. And just over here, I have the one that I've already stuffed into the cushion, the pink one. And there we go. That's how it's looking. So I feel like the bigger cushions were a little bit more successful. They are easier to get on and off, so I could change them quite happily. So I'm very happy with them. And that's it. That's project 1 down, week 1 down, 51 to go. Unfortunately, I could not show you this project being made. This was my mum's project for last week, as she's joining me on this 52 projects in 52 weeks challenge. This was her UFO that she decided to finish. So my mother has actually woven the fabric to create this bag. So all of this gold fabric that you see, she wove. Also crocheted the little gold flowers. So I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer so you can see what it all looks like. You can see the texture of this bag. It is just amazing, and the fine detail of the crochet. So this was all made out of a gold thread. So as you can imagine, it did take her a long time. Then it did sit in her UFO collection for quite some time before she actually constructed it together. But it looks so cool now that it's finally finished. And that's the back of it there. So we have done 1 project each, so that's 1 down and 51 to go. See you next time.